Hi. Hello, welcome. Peeping the no microphone. I just got this new microphone and it better fucking work because the last one was dog shit. You ever sometimes just go through TikTok or like Reddit and you find something really interesting? In this particular case, I was going through TikTok. I found this slideshow of people who was commenting on this subreddit talking about how they do certain nice things for their significant other, but they don't know about it. And I was reading some of these and I'm just kind of like, bruh, are you kidding me? Some of these shouldn't even have to be like a nice thing. These should just be things you do normally. They're not really considered nice if you're gonna do them anyways. I might as well give you an example of some of them and probably give some of my ratings on how nice they actually are, probably from a scale of 1 to 10. Because what the actual fuck are some of these people doing, okay? I think people need to raise their standards a little bit. We're gonna delve into some of these, okay? I will provide my own screenshots. I will show you and I will give some context while reading along with you, okay? So join me. I found the subreddit, what nice things do you do for your significant other that they do not know about? So this was the subreddit I was reading about. Thankfully, it's all anonymous, and I have read some of them already, as I said on TikTok, so I'm gonna try and go blindly with things I haven't read yet and give my ratings because some of these are gonna be juicy. There is over 3,000 comments on here, so yeah, we might get into some juicy content, okay? My girlfriend and I took a love language test about 8 months into our relationship. Her love language ended up being positive affirmation, words of affirmation, or being told that I love her. She knows I love her and I would tell her often anyways, but ever since then, I'll give her a call on my lunch break or driving home from work in the morning before she has to leave whenever I have a spare moment to tell her that I love her and how great she is. She always texts me a bit afterwards saying how great and it pays dividends on the weekends when I get to see her. A lot of you are asking where to take this test. We take it here. I mean, I guess it's fine. I'm not somebody that necessarily needs like you to call me every single like morning, lunch, and dinner just to tell me like, hey, you're great. That's also like another thing I have to think about, which is also affecting what I rate this, because what else are you gonna be saying, okay? Come on, you gotta put in a little bit more spice into these compliments, not just saying, you're great, I love you. You also gotta be saying like, oh, you know, your work and effort never goes unnoticed. Every time I come home, you're the first thing I wanna see. Or maybe that's just me. The compliments themselves could have a little bit of flavor, but I guess it's fine every now and then. I would give this like a 3 out of 10, so keep in mind, this is coming from my end. I've raised my standards a lot for a person and I don't tolerate people as much as I used to before. Take my ratings with a grain of salt. This is just how I see things now. Obviously, like, people may not agree with them. In fact, if you want to fight me over it, fight me, okay? I'd like to hear what some of you guys think about some of these. Kiss on the forehead after she's sound asleep every night. Can you like not do that? Can you like do that when I'm awake? That would be really, really nice, actually. I mean, this is supposed to be about things you don't really know about, but I'm like, motherfucker, if you're gonna be kissing my forehead, I'd like to know, okay? This is a 2 out of 10. He has PTSD and anxiety issues that flares up when things aren't organized or easy to find and see. Part of his anxiety sometimes results in hoarding, so I do it when he isn't around so he doesn't have a panic attack. I declutter his life as much as possible when he's not around, line up his shoes, organize his sock drawer, clean up the fridge. This is just for him pretty much, because my shit looks like a tornado hit it. But I don't want to give him a complex and will say I just took care of while cleaning other stuff. If he seems in a good mood, I try to include him so he can work through some of his anxiety. PTSD anxiety guy here, that's really sweet. I know a person with mental issues may be a burden, but thankfully we have people like you around. I don't know where I would be without the support of my girlfriend. I don't really want to give like a harsh rating. There's a lot of PTSD issues that I don't clearly understand. I mean, it is nice. I got a question like, do they really deserve it? But that's besides the point. Anyways, this rating gets like maybe about like a 4 out of 10 because it is really, really nice, but I just take it with a grain of salt. Hopefully boyfriend or whoever he is does nice thing as he should. My girlfriend isn't great at saving money, so every month when she cuts me a check for the rent, I put that money into a Roth IRA for her and just pay the full amount of rent myself. Edit. A lot of people are commenting about how me doing this for her isn't really helping her and could even be hurting her. This is something nice that I'm doing for her and us that she isn't aware of. As far as day-to-day personal finances and daily spending habits go, I do a lot to help her be more responsible. Mainly, we set up a budget based on her monthly pay and expenses, as well as always fully thinking through purchases and not just wanting something and immediately buying it. If I can, I always try to have her think about the utility of something she wants to buy. So why are you putting her money into a Roth IRA? This is something that she needs to clearly understand herself. I think a better thing to do is trying to explain to her how retirement plans work. You're teaching her how to be responsible, however, you're not really teaching her how to be financially literate. I myself am not really financially literate. I have a hard time understanding what exactly these investments are, what exactly these retirement plans do for me, and why I should pick them. A lot of times people just tell me, do this, without really giving me any explanation on what they are, what they do, and I feel like that's kind of counterintuitive. Yeah, it may be nice, but I think it'd be nicer for her to understand what she wants for her life. And in tune, if she cares about your relationship, she'll want to do what's best for her relationship, in which case that'll be great for the both of you. But the fact that you're doing this without exactly explaining what you're doing, why you're doing this, it's kind of scummy, especially because you're taking her money that she's giving you to pay for the rent. That's scummy. So I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 10. My personal opinion, okay? You can fight me. I always leave the house for work before she's awake. I do everything I possibly can to not disturb her rest. I turn on a closet line and barely crack door for lights. I slip out of the covers like a ninja and tuck her back in if possible, pretty much try to sneak away without her moving. This is coming from me in a house full of men who do not want to be disturbed while they're sleeping, and they will throw a fucking fit. If you kind of want people to do this for you and you're kind of just doing this verbatim, it's not really a nice thing. It's because you hold yourself to the expectations and the standards. So at this point, it's really just your standards. It's not anything nice. You're not really going out of your way to do these things because you're also expecting this type of treatment. So, I don't know. That's just me. It's still nice though. I mean, I don't need to do all that. I just need you to shut the fuck up. So I think it's like a 2 out of 10. It's fine. It's alright, I guess. It's kind of nice. This is a long one. She constantly insists that I am now or have at some point during our relationship cheated on her. Now, why does she believe that? I have never, nor will I ever cheat on her. It is absolutely infuriating to be accused of this on a weekly basis. Then you guys shouldn't be together. I guess that 2 jobs, training for one of the jobs and being in the application process for a better job, leaves me plenty of time to be disloyal. She is a dream come true for me, and meeting her was one of the greatest moments in my life. It just destroys me that the most important part of my life believes me to be a lying, cheating scumbag. And I pride myself on my loyalty and integrity. Those 2 principles have held my life together on numerous occasions and made me the man I am today. But to be told one day that I am a real life Prince Charming, and then the next day be told I am no better than her former relationships where they beat, cheated, stole, and used her is truly hurtful. And she says it with such conviction, and I am always to blame. I am a scapegoat for all those that hurt her. On a lighter note, when I am not... I'm trying to see what the nice thing is. That you're loyal? 0 out of 10. The fuck? On a lighter note, when I'm not working day shifts, I enjoy waking her daughter up for school, making her waffles and chocolate milk, and then walking her to school. I'm not her real father, but I'm trying to be a good father figure and role model. It's tough, but I really like being her dad. I mean, it's great that you're stepping up, but you're being nice to her daughter. How are you being nice to her? This whole paragraph of you saying like, oh, her exes were awful and she's so insecure that I'm cheating on her and I'm gonna steal from her and I'm gonna do this, blah, 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 blah. What it sounds like to me is that the nice thing that you're doing for her is just being loyal. It's just being decent. And that's a 0 out of 10. I'm sorry. If you went into more depth about what the things you have done for her, which I'm not gonna lie, trying to be a better father figure for her daughter is actually a great step. But the fact that you gave this whole fucking paragraph about how she's insecure lets me know that you're not exactly stepping up to be a good person. You're just trying to step up so she doesn't fucking kill you. That's just me. Anyways. I leave the toilet seat down for her every time I use the bathroom. I'm not sure if she has noticed yet. 1.5. I don't know. That's nasty. Sorry, I'm just thinking about toilet things. That's kind of nasty. I do the laundry and I'm super meticulous about his clothes. He has no idea how much care I put into the details. He wouldn't notice the difference if something had been thrown into the machine rather than washed by hand. It maybe seems silly and unnecessary, but his clothes say something about him. So I want them to reflect that I love him. He does so much for me. When I have the opportunity to do anything for him, I'm going to make it a priority worthy of my best effort. That's great and all, but I'm like, maybe you should find a a man that knows how to clean his clothes, because if he's not taking care of his clothes, it means he's not taking care of himself. That's just my opinion. I will say this is a very nice gesture though. I just don't think it's well deserved. I'll give it like a 3 out of 10. All these ratings are really, really low. I'm probably just really bitter about a lot of things now these days. Anyways, whenever she finds an eyelash on my cheek and tells me to make a wish and blow it away, I always wish that we stayed together forever. As opposed to you wishing that you guys are gonna break up. Okay. 1 out of 10. When I vent about her, wait, what? When you vent about her or when you vent to her? Okay. When I vent about her, I try and point out her good qualities too. We all get angry or upset at even the most beloved in our lives, sometimes more so because you are close. But other friends doing the same with me have honestly made me hate people I've never met. All I hear are their flaws and the things they do to hurt someone I care about, and it makes me angry. When I need to bend someone's ear, I keep that in mind so they don't build an irrational dislike for her. That should be something that you've already been implementing into your relationship. I give it a 2 out of 10, okay? At least I don't only talk shit about her. At least I tell people that she smells nice. Okay. Sometimes you need to vent, but I don't know. It should be kind of a bare minimum to just keep things impartial. Anyways, I wipe the morning dew off her car windows in the morning so that she can see out the windows. I don't want her to get in a wreck because she was in a hurry and can't see. I mean, yeah, sure, that's fine. You probably shouldn't be with somebody that reckless. That's just my opinion, but that is fairly nice, I suppose. It's like a 4 out of 10. I eat really slow to match her eating speed, even though it gets on my nerves and my food gets cold. I don't know how to feel about this. You're eating slow to match her energy, but you ended off with a comment saying that this pisses me off and I don't like when my food gets cold. It sounds like you resent her a little bit just for trying to match her pace, so you probably shouldn't have to match her pace. You can still sit at the table and talk to her while she's still enjoying her meal. You know that, right? You don't exactly have to keep staying with her and keep trying to eat with her. You can eat what you normally like and stay with her. It sounds like you don't want to eat at her pace when you say it gets on my nerves. I'll give that a 1 out of 10. My fiance has a disability that causes chronic pain. When she cries out or whimpers in pain in her sleep, I'll massage her back until she stops. Oh, I think the only thing that makes this actually like kind of nice is the fact that obviously your fiance is disabled and has chronic pain, and as soon as you massage her, she's not in pain anymore. I'm like, that's kind of a nice thing actually. You take note about what gives her pain and stop it. And you do something about it. You don't say like, oh, this really sucks. That's great. I will give that a 5 out of 10. I know, I can be nice, right? We went to different colleges in different states, so I didn't get to see my fiance very often, maybe a weekend or 2 each month. So when I'd go and visit, I would write notes and put them in random places in her books, in the pockets of her pants, etc. They would just be random things about things that I liked about her. That way she would know that I was thinking about her even when I wasn't there. I hope they made her feel good. Okay. That's actually, you know what, that does take a little bit more thought and effort, to be honest. Give it a 5 out of 10. I go to bed earlier than him so that he has some alone time. He won't feel like he's ditching me if he wants to play video games with his friend. I'm also a super scheduled person. I'm always on time for stuff and he's always late and never scheduled. And I never give him crap for it, even if it irritates me. The irritation only lasts a short time, happens rarely, and I know he's not going to change. This is a red flag out of 10. What the hell? All the other stuff is obvious and he knows about it. I go get him coffee, do the grocery, do his dishes because he hates it. What the hell? Oh girl, you need to leave this man. What the fuck? That's really nice, but girl, you need to leave, okay? You need to leave. You care a little too much about this man. It doesn't sound like he really care too much about you, okay? I'm sorry. My boyfriend works 80 hours a week. He only gets about 2 hours a day to himself at home, and I do my best to make every second of it wonderful for him. A homemade dinner comes out of the oven exactly 5 minutes after he gets out of the shower at night, and he gets the most or the best part of it. His TV shows are already DVR'd, even the ones I hate. I always dress nicely and do my makeup before he gets home because I know the little things put a smile on his face. I keep track of all the little things he likes, like new games and movies, and plan little getaways and just let him know he occasionally needs a vacation day because I have something special planned. He works his ass off for us to survive, so taking the time to do these little things for him makes me feel special and makes him feel loved, which is the most important things in the world to me. Some people say I've turned 50s no-rise housewife and he needs to do better by me. But he does. He spoils me every chance he gets, and I know as much as I do for him, he loves me and does just as much for me in other ways. He wakes me up from horrible nightmares that have tormented me all my life and holds me, loves me, and brings me back to my reality even when I'm screaming and trying to chew his eyes out. If you don't have a true love, I don't know what love is. Okay, I would say that it is genuinely pretty nice, especially because boyfriend does work 80 fucking hours a week. That shit is a little bit crazy for some of them important people. So yeah, I would say this relationship actually weighs pretty well, and I would say this is actually a very nice thing to do. The little things always make them nice, and then obviously kind of going the extra mile to make sure they're happy, even if you're a little bit not. Man's is spending 80 hours just to be at work, just to provide for you, girly, and it doesn't sound like you work either. So I would say yeah, okay. That's kind of fine. So I would say this is a pretty nice thing to do. I'll give it like a 6 or 7, like a 7 out of 10. I'll be a little bit generous today because it sounds like both of you guys actually respect each other. At the end of the day, none of these really nice things are really that nice. A lot of these should be your baseline, and a lot of these don't have enough information to let me know whether these are nice. Keep in mind, I am also rating these things based on how I see them. I'm rating these things based on my experiences in life and what I see and what I expect from people too. If you don't agree with me, that's literally something I don't really mind. Let me know what you guys think, okay? You can find me in the comments. I'd like to hear what you guys think. But anyways, yeah, so that's all I have for you today, okay? So, bye.